Hey everyone, welcome back to Craps University, your go-to source in everything craps. Today we're going to break down one of the fastest, flashiest combo bets you'll see tossed in the center of a hot table, and that is the C&E. C stands for any craps, and the E stands for 11 or yo. So these two are two different bets, and of course you can bet them separately or together, and we'll walk through some of that. The C part is craps. That is 2, 3, or 12, and then the E is 11, which is right there, 11. So if you look at the table, the 2 and 3 are on one end, and the 11 and 12 are on the other. If 2 or 12 hits, what do you think the payout is? And let me step back a little bit. My table here, the minimum on C&E, $5 each. Okay, just wanted, a lot of casinos, they'll allow you to put $1 on each, but this table, $5. So getting back to the payouts, if you hit a 2 or a 12 and you had $5 here, boom, 150 bucks. 30 to 1 odds. If you hit a 3 or 11, that's 15. So we're looking at $75 for a yo or a 3 craps. Here's the key. Only one of those bets could win. You can't win both. So you have to make a judgment. Myself, I don't play this a lot. I'll throw most likely a yo out there. Any craps. Sometimes I use that to hedge some different strategies. But I don't play the C very often, but the payout could be much better. Right before the come out roll, you'll see players start to toss chips in from all over to the stick man. They'll be, give me a yo, give me C&E, and they'll throw them in. And these different positions, starting here at the bottom, means this position, and you go around, so there should be 7 spots here, okay, for each position of the table. This allows the stick man, the box man to understand who's playing what where. And you know, if you put an E out there and somebody else said, give me a C&E, they'll usually play it like that. Instead of separating it into 2, it's just a little bit more efficient to do that. Knowing that there's $10, 2 bets, that's $5 a bet. It's pretty straightforward. All right. So what do we do? Do we want to do a little bit of a demo on this and see? Sure. Let's take $50. Let me choose my dice. $50, and we'll get some red chips. And with that, pretty easy. We'll say, give me a C&E. All right, let's see what happens. 7 out. All right, nothing going on. Let's do it again. C&E. 5. All right, nothing. So technically, you could play this 15 times. 10. All right. We had half of a 12, but it takes the full 12. 10 again. Eight. So, yeah. Much harder numbers to hit. And you can see we blew through that $50 pretty quickly. So, here, let's show a payout. Let's say a craps hits. That means $150 right there. That would be a good payout. If you played the 11 and the 11 hit, 75 right there. We hit the yo, 75. Now here's what I see a lot of people do. They'll get 75 and they'll say press it up. And then again. So if that hits, that's 150. If that was the hit again and you put 10, that's $300. So small risk, large reward. But that's the C&E right here. That is what that is. So as you can tell, as we walk through this table, we have covered everything here except for fire bets. We'll have an episode on that. We'll be covering world bets soon. We'll be covering the horn bets, the hard ways, any 7, any craps. Now, when you play any craps, why would you play any craps 8-1 when you can play this for a much better payout? Not too sure, but I don't see people playing this. I see them playing the C up here. And if somebody threw it in for any craps, they usually put it here. So when the fray of betting, make sure that you're heard, you're clear, and they know exactly what your call is so they can get you paid out. I've seen some controversy around these numbers, and it's most likely due to the stick man. He's operating on both sides. So if you look, there's 7 here, 7 here. That could be 14 different positions the stick man has to operate with. So make sure that the stick man comes your way and is looking at this end and then throw it in. Get his attention, throw it in. Thing about C&E, it's a small bet, but a lot of thrill. If you were to hit the 2 and 3, that sounds fantastic. It's 2 simple bets, high risk, high reward. You win fast, you lose fast, but either way, you're in action. Use it sparingly though. So I walked through 50. We could have gone through 15 times like in E, because this pays 1 to 15. If you were playing craps, you could play 30 times. But do you really want to risk 150? Do you really want to risk $75 to try to hit that. No guarantees. I've seen 12s hit 3 times in a row. I've seen 11 not hit in an hour. So play it sparingly. Use your best decision. These are fun bets. You're not going to build your life on the C&E. They're there to augment other things that are going on in the table. Once again, if you've got your favorite prop bet, give me a story. Drop that comment. We'll cover your favorite bets right here at Craps University. Next up, one of the next episodes, we'll be doing this world bet and what exactly that is. If you're learning something, anything new, go ahead and subscribe so you can get notified when new videos come out. You might learn something if you're a seasoned pro as well. See everybody on the next roll. Thanks.